Hello, welcome to my videos and my blog. In this time, I'm going to talk about the Lakers loss 132 to 138 against the Atlanta Hawks tonight in the NBA season. With this loss, again the Lakers fell to a record behind 500. They have a record of 24-25. They have a back-to-back losses, and the worst news is that the Lakers there is still another two games as a away team in this week. But the worst news is that the next game will be against the Celtics, the best team in this moment in the NBA, and against the Knicks, one of the best team in this moment in the Eastern Conference and the NBA. And it looks like that the Lakers are gonna to be winless this week. So, well, what can I say? Lakers didn't play a very great game. I told you that the Lakers were gonna to lose this game because the Lakers were tired since the last remember the last Saturday where they defeated the Warriors in two overtimes, but this victory has had a high cost. And yesterday game where they were blown out and they were humiliated by the Rockets, and today they also another bad news happened that Anthony Davis didn't play in the game. I thought that this was about they say that he was injured, but in my opinion is because his lost management, and I think that they knew that the Lakers were gonna to win this game. And the good news is that the Lakers haven't played a very great basketball, and I don't know what the Lakers are gonna to do because they are playing a very bad basketball. And remember, in this moment, there is the Lakers have played 49 games, almost one, just one game shy for the 50 games played, and there is just 33 games to play. So the Lakers need to make some trade to improve this team because with the actual roster, I don't know how the Lakers are gonna to improve to compete in the playoffs. It looks like that the Lakers start to win again 1, 2, 3, or 4 games. They're going to enter to play in the play-in zone, but I don't know if the Lakers can go deep in the playoffs. So about this game, the Lakers started to win the game. They were leading by 6-0 or 8-0. They were handled the lead in the first minutes of the game, but since the last 4 minutes of the quarter, the Atlanta Hawks took the lead of the game for first time in the game, and they handle all the game, and they increased it in the pass of the games. The big difference here is how I told you. The big difference, the game was very close between the first 6-7 minutes of the game, but in the last 3-4 minutes of the game of the first quarter, when the Lakers put to play the second unity, is when the Atlanta Hawks took advantage of that. They increased the lead in the first quarter, and the Lakers were trailing again in the fifth quarter by 7 point difference, 26-36. In the second quarter, it was the same. Well, the Lakers just competed when they played with the first unity, but the problem is when the second unity played, they were those scored by the Atlanta Hawks, and that's what the difference to lose the game. The Lakers in the second half, they had a disadvantage for almost 20 point difference, like that, like 18 or 19 point difference. But in the end, the Lakers could reduce that gap to 11 point difference. The Lakers again lost the quarter by 4 point difference, 27-31, and the Lakers were trailing 56-67. In the third quarter is when the game was the difference was between 20 to 12 to 12 to 11 point difference, where one time or part of the third quarter, the Atlanta Hawks took the advantage, and they increased the advantage for more than 20 points, the 20 to 40 point difference. Then later the Lakers reduced that gap to 12 to 10, maximum 10 point difference. But in the end, the 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 Atlanta Hawks were better. They won this game by 4 point difference, 36-32, and they increased the difference to a 60 points difference. The Lakers were trailing 88 to wait a minute, 88, two to 103 by 15-point difference, and the game was over in that time in the last quarter. But the Lakers trying and trying. I don't know why because how I told you, it was the happening in the third quarter where the difference was between 20 to 10-point difference, where sometimes the Atlanta Hawks increase the lead, and sometimes the part of the games the Lakers reduce that gap, but it wasn't enough. And again, I don't understand why the David Ham, the Lakers head coach, were put to play in the fourth quarter to the starting players, because in my opinion the game was over because the Lakers couldn't reduce the game for less than 10-point difference. And remember that the team is old and they are tired, so in my opinion the starting players needed to take a risk and to be prepared for the next game, because how I told you, the game was over in the end of the third quarter, and in the end the Lakers lost 122 to 138. The highlights game, or the summary of the game: the Lakers threw for a 53.3 percentage for field goal, and they allow 52.5 percentage. The Lakers scored 12 triples, but the bad news is they allowed 16 triples. And about the paint, but the Lakers tied 6-6-6-6, and we can see why the Lakers didn't dominate the paint, because Anthony Davis didn't play for injury. About the best player, where the best player was the best scorer was Austin Reeves with 28 points. The second best scorer was LeBron James with 20 points. The third one was Rui Hashimura with 60 points. And the last one was Jared Vanderbilt with 12 points. Remember that he didn't finish last game, yesterday game against the Rockets, because he was ejected in the second quarter. It's something that I told you. I don't know why LeBron James and Austin Reeves didn't play a lot of minutes, because remember that how I told you, the game was over in the end of the third quarter, and they needed to risk for the next game. And Daniel Russell that really played a very bad game, and this was an audition for his next club, because it looked like that the Lakers want to make a trade where maybe D'Angelo Russell, Taurin Prince, and or Rui Hashimura will be sent to the house for Dejounte Murray, that he had a very great game. He scored 24 points. So let's see if in a few days then the Dejounte Murray can be traded to the Lakers, and these other three players can play with the house. Let's see. But the Lakers need to improve a lot if they want to keep winning and have possibilities to win in the playoffs. So what's next? Unfortunately, the Lakers will play against the best team in this moment of the league, where they will travel to Boston, where they will play against the Boston Celtics this next Tuesday, February 1. February 1st, 17:30 Eastern Time. Remember that these two teams played the last Christmas, where the Lakers unfortunately lost 115 to 126 against the Celtics and Los Angeles. And remember that the last time that the Lakers and Celtics played in Boston, it was some mistakes for the referee that affected the game, where the Lakers had scored something the last possession of the game, and the Lakers should have won that game, but not. The game was sent to the overtime, and in the overtime the Celtics won that game. About the game, how I told you, in this moment the Celtics are the best team in the league in this moment. They have the best record in the moment. They won tonight against the Pacers 129 to 124. They have a record at 37 to 11, and in this moment the Lakers have a record at 24-25. The good news is that the Lakers is that the Jazz lost and they have the same record. But the problem here is that the Rockets, if they won the next two games, they can foul the Lakers, and the Warriors also have 4 games less than the Lakers. So let's hope that the Warriors don't win, so the Lakers can stay in this position. But the another problem is that the Lakers don't start to win. There is going to increase the separation between the 9th to the 8th place, because remember in this moment there is two games difference. about this game, against the Celtics. I need to be honest. I don't know how the Lakers are gonna to compete. Remember that when the Lakers play against the top teams, they improve his basketball level and they play great. So, but unfortunately, I don't think that this is gonna to be the case. And unfortunately, I think that the Lakers will lose this game by 15 or more point difference, and the Lakers will lose his third consecutive game. Let's see if that I'm not correct about that. So, here's one opinion about what happened tonight when the Lakers lost against the Atlanta Hawks, 122 to 138. They lost is back to back. They lost the back to back game, and the Lakers again are one game behind 500, record of 24-25. And the worst news is that they will travel to Boston to play this next Tuesday against the Boston Celtics, the best team in the Eastern and all the league in this moment. See you next video. Gibre.